Hello, everybody! Welcome to another episode of the Thomas and Haley Show. It is one of your hosts, Haley, from the YouTube channel Talented HV. Unfortunately, our other host, Thomas, had some last minute plans, and he let me know that he wouldn't be able to be here. So, today we are going to be talking about how do we and how to live independently, whether if you're actually living independently by yourself in your house, or if you do like specific things around the house independently without much help. So, with me today is our special guest, my co-host from Low Vision Technology, which I should really say I'm his co-host per se, is Chris from Low Vision Technology. Welcome back to the channel, Chris.
Thank you. This is going to be interesting topic to discuss
I would say so.
because not everybody know how to do it,
Right.
and any information we can give them will help out tremendously.
Yep. And before we get started, please subscribe to Doing Everything Blind so you guys can catch the Thomas and Haley Show every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. Please check out and subscribe to my channel, Talented HV, Low Vision Technology, the YouTube channel, and the podcast, also called Low Vision Technology, where that is available on Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, or anywhere else you would get your podcast. And if you have any questions or suggestions for topics for the Thomas and Haley Show, please put it in the comment section of this video after it uploads. Alright, try to say that all in like one breath. I kind of did it. Anyways, so
I don't see how you got it all out, but you did.
but I did.
Yeah.
I do it a lot with the podcast too.
Yeah.
Oh man. Alright. So, for me, with my situation, I still live at home, like with my mom, with her boyfriend, and with his daughter. Now, of course, there's certain things I'm able to do by myself, and there's some things that I need help with. Like, for instance, I am able to like locate my clothing in the closet, like know where to put stuff, because some people they don't know. I know like how to take care and how to use like my technology equipment such as my computer, my phone, the Alexa device, and the TV, because I got like an Apple TV device where I'm able to use voiceover on it, which is very cool. And also another thing I do, not that often, but sometimes I do, I actually go out to the front porch to get the mail, because like whenever I would come back home from something, I would just grab it, because why not?
Huh. When did you
Yeah,
start doing that?
I honestly have no idea, but like a few weeks ago, like
Hmm.
every time I would come back from something, like sometime like in the evening, I would just like check the mailbox to see if there was anything in, and I'm like, oh,
So you
there's
so you
there's
figured
some
out
mail.
how so you figured out on your own how far the mailbox is from the house.
Actually, when we first moved into the house,
Uh-huh.
that's when I learned about it, because it's actually on the porch.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, when you come outside of the door, you just take a left, and it's right there.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. And
yeah,
it's those types of mailboxes where like in the back, that's where you lift up the handle and stick the mail inside.
right.
It's not the ones that's like on the driveways.
Right, like for me, if I go check the mail, all I have to do is go down the stairs, take a left, and then walk straight down the driveway, and the mailbox is right there. Or I could just walk straight through the grass and get hit it straight on.
Sometimes traveling for the grass is more fun, isn't it, Chris?
It is.
Oh
It
man.
makes it easier too because you can follow your steps better because you can hear the sound of your feet hitting the grass or your shoes.
Yeah. So that's a couple things that I do independently. What about you, Chris?
I know how to wash my clothes. I can cook independently depending on what I'm cooking. Um, let's see. I think, like I said, I go get the mail sometimes. Um, I know how to clean. Like sometimes my grandma will come behind to make sure it's stuff like dishes or stuff don't have no food particles on it. Because sometimes I do miss that,
Right.
and I'm not ashamed to admit that. It happens when you have a visual impairment or you're blind.
Mm-hmm.
Like a couple days ago, I figured out how to by the way the dial on the wash machine and the dryer, by the sounds of it, I figured
Mm-hmm.
out. I figured that's how I figured out how the settings I use.
Okay.
Whether it's like 2 clicks, 3 clicks, or you know what I mean. Because I know it'd be hard to put like bump dots or braille or something on there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad. That's why I'm glad I got a good sense of hearing. Because if I didn't, I'd be in trouble with that.
Hmm. Yeah. Certain now, of course, there's a couple of things that I'm pretty sure that both of us and probably anyone is not super strong with, like because you're not good with everything.
Hmm.
For instance, for me, I cannot sweep for the life of me. I cannot. Like, I am so terrible with a broom. Like, I know how to hold it, and I know how to
Hmm.
like have it like in my hand and just like sweep the stuff towards the dustpan
Hmm.
and stuff. But like, I
Hmm.
always miss the part that was on the floor,
Right.
which is why I don't do it. So like whenever I do move out on my own, of course I will. But whenever I do, instead of just doing like sweeping, I'll use like a dry mop, a dust mop. I think is what it's called.
You mean like the Swiffer jet mops?
Yeah,
That's what
like
you're talking about. Got
yeah,
you.
like the dry one, and then
Uh
like
huh.
use the wet one.
Uh huh.
Yeah. So
I'm
that's
thinking.
one
You know what?
thing. Hmm?
That's something I'm thinking about investing in too. Because whenever I do get my own place, if it does have like a big kitchen or something, like I got to sweep or mop the floor, that would be easier.
Yeah, that would be. And another thing. Now, keep in mind, I know how to do my own laundry, like how to use our washer and dryer and stuff.
Hmm.
But it's in the basement, and since the house is like, I think it was built back in the 80s,
Good
so
lord.
it's an old house.
Hmm.
um, the basement stairs are like in the type of condition where like I guess like if there's like too much pressure on the stairs or whatever, like for me
Hmm.
like going down there with my cane and and the laundry basket filled with dirty clothes and stuff,
Right.
I might like I don't know how easy it is, but possibly the stairs could like break or I can trip and fall or something. So instead of me
Yeah,
doing
that
it
would hurt.
myself, yeah. So instead of me doing it myself, mom tells me just to put my laundry basket at the top of the basement stairs. Now, of course, my mom did help me carry down the basket downstairs, and I fell behind her. And she did show me like where the washer and the dryer was and stuff. And I
Hmm. Hmm.
believe when you get down the stairs, you would take a left and you would find this big ass pole in the middle of the room.
A
Why?
big hole.
I don't know. I don't know why that's there. But once you find that, it's yes, Chris. I'm being totally serious. There is a
I
pole
know.
there.
I know.
But when I would find that, I would go around it on the right, put my back
Hmm.
against the pole, and just go straight,
Hmm.
and it would be right there. And of course, again, the washing machine and the dryer machine and the dryer, I know how to use it because it's the same machines that we used back in the apartment. Instead of using like the apartment ones, we used
Hmm.
ours.
Ah, okay.
And of course, I use laundry pods for the instead of the detergent pods instead of the bottle.
Hmm.
And if it's like a small load, I use one. If it's a
Hmm.
bigger load, I use two.
Got you.
And of course, I know how to switch it back and forth between the machines, and I know where the dryer sheets are. Well, if my mom would probably have to remind me again, 'cause it's been a while since I've done it myself. But
Hmm.
um, I would know how to use that, and I also know how to like empty out the lint trap that's inside the
Oh,
dryer.
that thing gets nasty.
Yeah, if you don't pay attention to it, yeah, you're gonna have some problems. So,
Hmm.
and of course, just in case for anyone who is not sure about how to empty out a lint trap, so it's basically you pick it up by the handle that's on top when it's inside, and the part that's at the bottom, which is inside the hole, you open it up,
Hmm.
and to me,
Yep.
the lint feels like a bunch of cotton.
Exactly what it feels
To
like.
me, that's what it feels like. So I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, so you just empty all that out into the trash can, close up the lid of the lint trap, and just stick it back in, and then close the jar, and that's it.
Yep.
But correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but I think either if A, if you don't empty out the lint trap, or B, if it's not in there, the dryer can catch on fire.
I believe so. And
I
not only,
think.
yeah, I think that's true. And not only that, it takes longer for your clothes to dry too.
Uh-huh.
because the lint in there and your clothes. That's why you got to make sure you in them at least check it at least twice a week.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And
Um,
if you know, and if you're not sighted, and there's a sighted person beside you or in the house where you at, just
yeah.
ask them to do it for you.
Or at least ask them like to show you if it's not super hard for them to
Right.
explain.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
And another thing that I kind of had trouble doing myself is now, of course, I know how to use a microwave when there's like bump dots and braille on it.
Hmm.
However, the microwave's not labeled for one, and it is above, wait for it, a gas stove.
So if you
Not an
bump it,
electric
you go.
stove, a gas stove.
So if you bump it, everything could go boom.
If I bump the wrong part of the stove, I could accidentally turn it on,
Yeah.
which I don't want to do. So, yeah.
You don't want that to catch on fire.
No, thank you. I'm good. Yeah. So that's another thing that I am not super good with. But again, like
And
I
speak.
said, there's some things that Chris and I know how to do, and there's certain
Yep.
things that are just like, what the heck? Like, how the heck do you do this? So
Right. Honestly, when it came to cooking, before I had my air fryer, it was a microwave. Unless somebody was at the house with me and they could help
so I love air fryers.
me.
I
Hmm.
actually have a smaller one where it's like a small pot
Hmm.
and stuff.
Hmm.
Currently, to my knowledge, it's at my mom and her boyfriend's beach cottage, unfortunately.
Hmm.
It's been there ever since um last fall.
Hmm.
They never brought it back. So why? I don't know.
I don't know
So
either.
well, no, I really don't. I guess like they were planning to go down there like one more time, like to grab stuff and things, but that never happened because like it was like
Hmm.
raining or it was super cold or whatever. So I'm like,
Right.
okay. So whenever I do get that back, I will be
Hmm.
using it because of course with that type of air fryer, I normally made like French fries or any type of tater tots or some sort with some pizza rolls and chicken or like the little mini chicken strips and stuff because that's the stuff that will fit in there,
Just about. Uh huh.
which I don't mind
I've done.
cooking, or the mini corn dogs.
I've done chicken. I've done bratwurst sausages and chicken legs in there.
Yeah, the thing is that mine's small. It's not like the big one. Now, of course, we do have a big air fryer here, but it's digital.
Hmm.
It's
Ah.
digital. And there is bump dots on it, but there's been a couple times when I did use it, I accidentally pressed like something else and I didn't notice it, and I was like, "Oh shoot, did I do something wrong?" And Mom's like, "Yeah, you accidentally pressed that." I'm like, "Shoot." So
Hmm.
that's why even though that mine is small, it has like the regular dial that you can feel
Hmm.
like the pointer and stuff, and that there's bump dots on the spots where it's like 5 minutes, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. So
Hmm.
yep. So
So let me ask you this.
that's cool. Just it'll be nice when I have it back.
Let me ask you this.
Hmm?
Does it have like talking time on it or anything?
No. So all I know is that I know which bump dot represents what, and it's
Hmm.
set to that, and I just like sit around in the kitchen until it
Hmm.
goes off, and then of course it will do like a little like ding or bell noise, so that
Hmm.
I know.
And do you know if they have any like that?
I have no idea. All I know is I got that for I think it was for Christmas
Hmm.
last year. No,
Hmm.
actually no. I had it when we were still in the apartment, I believe. So that was like in 2019 or so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It is very useful, like I said. Just whenever they bring it back to the freaking house, I can use it again. So
Right. And how do you distinguish from your healthcare products and bath products? How do you know what you're using?
so the funny thing with that one is that so of course we only have one bathroom with we only have one bathroom with a shower, of course. So
Hmm.
there's two shelves in the shower, one at the bottom, one at the top, in the right hand corner of the shower that's near the shower head. there is, like I said, one shelf on the top and bottom, and the shelf I use is the bottom.
Oh, okay. So you keep yours on one shelf.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah. Now, of course, we all use the same type of face wash, which is fine by me 'cause we're family. So that's on the top shelf since the shelves are kind of small. So on the bottom, it's a shampoo and a body wash bottle. So
Got you.
now, of course, anyone can use it. Obviously, 'cause it's the
Hmm.
same tub, and I call it a poof, but some people call them loofahs, where they're
Yep.
on like these types of hooks in the wall behind you.
Hmm.
Mine is the top left hand one.
Got you.
Hmm.
So let me. So to me, I prefer a walk-in shower.
Yeah.
There's a reason why, because with my cerebral palsy, my legs are not as strong as they should be, and
Hmm.
and the walk-in shower actually it helps me more.
Does it?
Yes,
Okay.
because that way I won't have to lift my legs up over a high tub
Hmm.
without assistance.
Right.
Because back in a lot of apartments don't have handicap accessible bathrooms and sinks and cabinets and stuff like that.
Nope.
Uh,
Not at all.
specific, yeah, unless you're specifically looking for some.
Uh-huh.
But it's hard to get them because they already be filled.
Right.
And to me, that's not fair to us.
No.
Because trust and believe, if I had an apartment or a house that was handicap accessible, I'd be doing a lot more than what I can do.
I believe it. Because I want to say this. Like, it doesn't matter how the house is set up, because if there's ways for for people to make it adaptable,
Mm-hmm.
then they can. They just gotta advocate for it. They just gotta say like, "Hey, like, is it possible to put a ramp here instead of me using the stairs, or me trying to climb it over with my wheelchair, or something like that,
Right.
or like try to get up, like try to like do this like one. It might be a small step, but it's kind of hard to do with my crutches or something.
Mm-hmm.
So just do research, like see if there's like
I mean,
companies or organizations that can probably like find resources to help you out with stuff like that,
right,
or
right.
just like if you're like looking for a place to live, then just
Mm-hmm.
search up like houses with like flat porches where there's like, no steps, or however you want to word it for you to find
Right.
stuff.
Or housing, or looking at like housing for elderly and disabled.
Right. Yep.
But see, and the problem with that is when you get on the list for housing, it takes forever.
Yeah.
They need to update that process because it should never take that long.
Right. No. Unfortunately, and I noticed this quite a bit, that a lot of the stuff that could help someone who is blind, visually impaired, or physically handicapped, or any type of disability that they're
Mm,
dealing with, any type of research, you would think, oh, that sounds great, yes, and then you get it, like you fill out all the information stuff, but it takes so long for them to process stuff. It takes so long for them to call you back. Why is that?
they
I honestly don't know. So
yeah, so you got to go through a lot of red tape just to get to where you're trying to get to the sign up for the service. That's crazy.
right, because that's actually what happened with me when I
Mm,
signed up for the Massachusetts Commission for the Blind.
mm-hmm.
I believe, if I remember correctly, I think I started signing up for that stuff back in when did I tell you, Chris? Like last February or March?
Yeah, I think so.
And by the time I can't like towards the end of the excuse me, by the end of the summer,
Mm-hmm.
that's when or at least like some time like after the the school year ended, after by doing virtual learning for the rest of the semester, that's when I actually got like the certificate of the legal blindness stuff. I got all the like everything else. And I'm like, okay, great. So now I have connections with the O&M teacher, like the assistive technology person.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I got the Victor Reader in the Braille display recently. Now,
See,
I will admit, this Braille display I have, I don't know how to use it because it's a Focus 40, and the only ones I've used before was the Refresher Pro 18, which the charger port was annoying as heck. It's like if like once because it's hard to get the charger in there for whatever reason. Like I see where it would be plugged in,
Hmm.
but it was just I don't know. It was hard to actually
Watch
get it in there. I don't know. And then
um
the
best
other
advice
but huh?
the best advice I can give you on that, and this is how I learned it. Watch YouTube videos and that because they'll go step by step.
I was gonna say that with the other Braille display I had before, it was called the Braille Edge 40. That
Yeah,
one was cool. That one was cool.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I've,
those
I've
I used in school, and I used a Victor Reader back in middle school. That was the last time I
mhm,
used one.
got you.
So I got a Victor Stream recently, and I got the Braille display a couple days ago too. So the
Mhm.
next appointment I have with the teacher, I'm gonna end up asking him like how to do certain things with those devices, cause just so I have a full understanding of it. So
Right. Got you. Got you.
yeah, but I do have them now, so that hopefully that'll be very useful for me.
Hmm.
And I'm planning to take math in the fall semester too, so hopefully the Braille display can be useful.
It should.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you just got to figure out the right combination of keys to hit with the math.
Right.
Cause you might have to use either Excel or Google Sheets with some of your math.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to relearn how to use that. Cause actually, I don't know how, but a friend of mine, he actually got like Google Slides and like, cause like now I have like Google Slides, Google Sheets, and Google Drive on the computer now, so that's cool. I just gotta figure out how to use it.
Yeah, because Google Sheets is right there on Google's website itself. It's built in there. It's basically where the little look like a square pattern with three lines of three lines of dots. You're here what it tell you. I
Yeah,
think
now of course I used Microsoft Excel before, but that was a long time ago.
long time ago. Yeah,
Yes,
that was this
same thing with PowerPoint. That's been a
right,
while too, because I can't figure out how to navigate for the slides or anything. Like,
right.
so
Hmm.
that's that's why this semester I asked my history professor if he could send like the module slide notes in Microsoft Word format, since I wasn't able to navigate it.
Ah, okay,
And that's what he did. And that's actually on the accommodation form too, so he had to do that. So
cool. So
so he had to do it because it was on the accommodation plan from the Disability Service Office.
nice.
And also for me to get like extra time and stuff for testing,
Hmm.
since I use a screen reader to read the freaking questions.
Right.
So yeah, yeah.
But
So there's that.
basically, what Haley and I are saying is you have to advocate for yourself because if you don't, nobody's gonna know what you need and how what you need, how to use the equipment that you need to use. If you don't tell somebody, hey, I need to learn how to use a Braille Edge 40 or JAWS or NVDA or even Zoom Text, which is a screen enhancement enlargement program.
Mhm.
If you don't ask somebody how to use it, you won't know, and you'll always be behind.
Right. Right. Now, of course, for me, doing school online this
Hmm.
past year, it was kind of annoying. I say kind of, because sometimes stuff on Blackboard wouldn't load, or sometimes the stuff would crash,
Hmm.
or the due dates would be wrong. Like that only happened once with an assignment, and I reached out to the professor. I'm like, it said that because I swear I thought it was supposed to be due on the 11th of April, which is today, of course,
Hmm.
and that Saturday because in the next module usually opens the next day on Sunday, but that
Hmm.
Saturday before that Sunday it said that the assignment was overdue and it would be due like before 6 p.m. I'm like, wait a minute, like that doesn't make any sense because the chapter like the week didn't start yet. So I emailed the professor. I was like, if that's the case, may I please have extra time to do it? And then she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Think like good catch. The date was wrong. The due date's supposed to be April 11th. I'm like, oh, okay. So
Oh,
now, of course, I did the
yeah.
assignment.
See.
I did the assignment. I got a C on it, and she wrote in the feedback about
Hmm.
like finding pictures and stuff. But the and of course the only thing I have like in person with me right now is like a doll that I had since I was 4. I don't
Hmm.
care if I explain that to people because it's my childhood keepsake.
Right.
and I don't have like a bin type of any sort, so like I asked her like how would I do that, and I emailed her that, so I'll see what she, even though the assignment's due today. Well, actually, again, I already submitted the assignment. She just like gave feedback on like how to add on to it and stuff.
Got
So
you.
I'll see if she responds back to me. If she does, I'll try to put that response in there. And of course, with like I said, with the history exams for each module,
Hmm.
there's like always like 2, 3, or 4 image-based questions. Even those I can't answer those, so I don't. And of
Right.
course, the system will count them wrong, so not because there's no answer to them. However, he goes in there manually and gives me like the free points for them because that would not be fair to me because I
Right.
can't answer them. I'm like,
Right.
according to this image, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then even if someone tried to explain that the image to me, I still couldn't answer it because I'm like, I don't know, like, because
Right.
I can't see the pictures from the freaking book. So,
Right.
and of course, the way I read my textbooks is through my computer with mainly JAWS. I only use like NVDA sometimes, like when I write my own stories, just to see how it is. So,
Hmm.
there we go.
I'm just surprised that they have not updated JAWS or NVDA to do picture descriptions. I'm really surprised.
Yeah, all it would just say is like one based image, and then they'll say like the inches size and everything. I'm like,
Right. Right.
yeah, that doesn't help. So
It doesn't.
no, it does not. So oh man. So like we said, the moral of this conversation is to like if you have any specific accommodation need um of for yourself, for school, for work, or for anything, please reach out to your state resources. And if they say they can't help you, or they say like, "Oh, we can't afford it," excuse my language, but that is kind of some bullshit because that's what they're there to do.
Yeah, that's what they're there to provide you that service. So
So if they say they can't, that's bullshit.
if they say they can't, go to the American with Disabilities Act. You that would definitely help you.
Of course, you don't want to ever do that. But you're like, or it
Right.
shouldn't have to come down to it.
Got you
But
that right.
if that's your only choice left, then you would have to do it. So
Do it. Yep. You would have to call the ADA. Yep.
yeah. So yeah.
Because like because with if you have a vocational rehabilitation counselor, they should be able to get you every accommodation that you need, whether it be for school or work.
Now, of course, don't tell them, "Oh, I need a braille display because I just want one to write, like to do this or do
No.
that."
Mm-mm, no. Mm-mm. Don't
No,
never do that. Don't never do that.
no. Don't just say, "Oh, I want this piece of device so I can have a free piece of technology." No.
Like for me, the main main reason I got NVDA is because when I was in school doing my classes, and when I whenever I eventually find a job, I have a source that I can use to do my work, depending on what it is.
Right. And of course, for me, for school wise, like, because I'm supposed to do like 2 more semesters, like after the spring semester. I should be graduating after the spring semester of 2022. So when that semester ends, I'll be done and have my associates. And then hopefully the disability services offices for whatever university I go to, they will be more. They'll be either as or more accommodated like the one I have now. They're very accommodated. Like if I explained to them, like I literally could not figure out how to navigate PowerPoint with JAWS because I didn't know that's my main screen reader.
Mm,
I even tried it with NVIDIA. I still couldn't figure it out. So just to not waste any more time and just try to keep a good schedule, I just asked like whichever professor does that, like, can you
mm.
please just put it in Microsoft Word so you can read it? They're like, yes, and that's what they do. So so
But
so there we
huh,
go. Huh?
that I had a question.
Hmm.
Say if you were at a job where you was in the say like if you were working a front desk job, and you told the employer, I need such and such program like JAWS or NVDA or Narrator or something like that. And you tell them how much it is with the and what it is and everything. And they say they can't fit it in their budget. What advice would you give people then?
With that type of scenario, the first thing I would say for you to do is to if your main boss says they can't do that, go to their supervisor, like their boss,
Mm-hmm.
and then just keep going up the ladder, the highest it can go. If the highest person of that company can't do anything, you could either try to look for a different company who can accommodate you more, or you can get into like the more serious stuff, which is, of course, you don't want to, but you would have to do it anyway. The ADA, see if they can
Mm-hmm.
get into like a meeting or something with those people and just explain to them like how important it is to have those specific types of resources and
Mm-hmm.
services for you as a employee. So because
Yep.
if they because of course they'll say we would love to have you work here, but then they can't just turn back and say, oh yeah, we can't have you here, we can't have you work here because we don't have the funds or the resource. No,
Mm-mm.
no. So the importance of this is first, after you figure out what you want to do research, and after you like get all across the stages and stuff, like the interview, you get the job and everything, and they say those types of things. First, talk to the regular boss, see why they can't give you a legitimate good reason. Then talk to their supervisor, and then just keep going up the ladder. And if none of them
Yeah.
are any source, just either go to
Counselor,
your counselor, your state commission people,
or a
or
job
the
coach,
job coach, or
yeah.
or anybody who can guide you to the right direction, because
Mm-hmm.
that should not be happening to anybody.
No,
So,
because really, if you think about it, that's a form of discrimination.
mhm, right. So, yeah. So we hope that any of this helps. I hope. but that's but
Yeah,
that's
me too.
how but that's how I do stuff independently. Again, there's some stuff that I don't know how to do completely because either stuff's not labeled or something. So,
Right.
yeah. And of course that's how Chris does his. So
Yep.
we hope
Exactly.
those are interesting to you, and just know that you can do anything independently. You just got to put in the effort to learn stuff, important to ask questions, say like, how could I do this? And someone can show you or someone can tell you.
Yep. Yep.
But don't just don't use the blind card and say I'm blind and everyone does stuff for me. You will never learn because what if they're not around?
Exactly.
Then what? You can't do anything.
Exactly.
And you can also use programs like Ira and Be My Eyes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Be My Eyes, it's a free application and they're volunteers, so you can get anybody and it won't say who they are, so you have to say like, hi, my name is so and so, who am I speaking with? They'll say who they are and just explain what they want them to do. Again, they're just volunteers, they're just taking their time to do so. There's Ira, depends on what plan you get. The cheapest is $29 for 30 minutes a month. The first 5 minutes are free. Those are paid professional agents where they can take pictures for your phone. They can look up maps and say, okay, like where you are now, like you need to go straight, take a left. And of course, when you get to streets, they'll be quiet while you cross and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So and there's also applications like Seeing AI, which is like a visually impaired detection app with colors, light,
Yep.
freedom. You can take pictures with the shortcut or the document feature
Yep.
and stuff.
You can read
So,
menus with it. That's very helpful.
oh yeah, yep.
You,
So there's a bunch of stuff. Just don't ever think there's nothing there, because there
right.
is.
Right. And don't be afraid to ask for people to help you to show you how to do it.
Yeah,
And another big important piece of advice: let them show you how to do it. Don't let them do it for you because you're not learning nothing.
right, right. Even if they're not professionals, like you're with a friend or someone trying to help you with something, just
Hmm.
ask them like, please give me step by step, or like send me instructions or something, so then that way
Hmm.
they won't always have to be like doing it for you physically and stuff.
Right.
So, alrighty. Well, thank you so much, Chris, for coming on the Thomas and Haley show,
Yeah,
discussing
it's no
about
problem.
this. It's
I'll
very
do it again.
important.
Can't wait for next time.
Right. Um, Again, please subscribe to the Doing Everything Blind for the Thomas and Haley show for every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Please also subscribe to Talented HV, which is my channel, Low Vision Technology, which is Chris's channel, and also please check out the podcast, Low Vision Technology, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and where you get your podcasts. And also, please check out our recent episode where we discussed with our friend Martin about the what is it, Chris? The job diversity or something between
Yeah,
the US
job
and the UK?
diversity between the UK and the US. Yes.
Yes, if you want more information or want to figure out what the heck that means, you can listen to the episode. And of course, please share the podcast. And hey, if you have any questions or topics for this, just leave it in the comment section of the stream when it uploads, because the live stream comments will disappear, which I think is stupid. But
It
that's
is.
how that is. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
See ya.